All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network, a little Sunday afternoon spring training from Scottsdale, Arizona, March 2nd. Giants, Angels. Yes, it's spring training post-game shows. Yes. Getting desperate for content when you're covering spring training games. But what the heck? Baseball season, right? Giants baseball. Brought to you by Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, check them out in the description of this video or give them a call, 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group, let them know NorCal Sports Network. All right, we'll let the band go for a little bit. Bring in everybody. Come on in. Giants baseball, spring training. Giants get a win today. We'll cover. Watched it. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see it up in Northern California. I watched it on the Angels station down here in Arizona, but I got TV that gets me everything. So, yeah, little ball game here. Get the band off and we'll get right into it. All right, everybody. Well, welcome on in. I see some people in there. Matos, yes, free Matos. Luis Matos drilled a ball, got out quick, hit it over the left field wall, and it didn't take long because he hit it pretty much on a line. It wasn't one of those high balls that just, took a while. It was a line shot, and he hit it off of a right-hander. He turned on it, and, Luis Matos, he's the guy I've been predicting that should be in the Giants starting lineup. In fact, let's pull up the box score, shall we? Take a look at some of the things that I saw today that were impressive to me, and that was, first of all, let's go to Encarnacion. Javier, how do you say his first name? But I always forget this pronunciation. Harar. Okay, not Javier. Harar. Encarnacion. He looked good. He looked good, guys. He had 2 hits. One was an infield variety, but the one that drove in 3 runs probably should have been an out if the right fielder misplayed it. But it was hard because it was hit so on the line. The ball was hit with some authority. In fact, let me see if I can show you this right here. We'll take a look at it, and let's see. Let's see if we can pull this up. Here we go. Let me see. Hold on. And here. There we go. Oh, that's the infield hit. That's the infield hit. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted to see the one that cleared the bases. Here it is. Watch the ball the way he hits this thing. It's smoked. See, the right fielder misplayed it, but it was tough because he hit it on a line and it's coming off of a right-handed bat. That ball is kind of tailing away on you. There it is. Boom. Inside out swing, but went with it. There we go. And but Encarnacion making a name, looking to. Oh, we got a little highlights there. All right, so let me get back to the box score here, and we'll pull that back up. The box score for today's game. Oh, by the way, star of the game, Robbie Ray looked phenomenal in his 2 innings of work. He struck out 6 of the 9 batters, or actually he went 3 innings. Sorry. He ended up striking out 6 of the 9 6 of that, and he only did it in like 33 pitches, something like that. Let me see. How many pitches did Robbie Ray have today? It's not giving me the pitch count in the box score. Does it tell me? It wasn't. It was in the 30s. Trust me. His pitch count was down, and I'm not seeing it in the box score anywhere. But Robbie Ray looked good, and Luis Matos, his only at bat, hit a bomb. Yaz 0 for 2, struck out, and had a base on ball. Lamont Wade continues to get on base with base on balls. Bryce Eldridge came up in the 8th inning, struck out, didn't look good, and he needs to just be sent down and get his reps in the minor leagues. They're wasting him, sitting him on the bench. I think what we're seeing is Bryce Eldridge is not ready, okay? And that's no knock on Eldridge, but I don't know what their plans are for him. And the senior mentions first base. I don't know why they aren't playing him in the outfield, let him play his natural position that he played growing up in high school. Yes, he was a pitcher and he was a hitter, but he also, when he wasn't pitching, he was playing the outfield. Okay. He didn't pitch every game. So the Giants want to try and always create something new. I don't understand their thinking, but this kid's, he may not even make it next year. I don't know. The guy, he may not start the season in 26. Everybody's got him ticketed. The guy's got to, he's going to have to learn the strike zone, and he's going to have to see a lot more pitches. Remember, this guy he didn't play college ball, high school. Okay. So we'll see what he does. I mean, he's definitely not starting the season off in with the San Francisco Giants. I think they should start him at AA personally. He didn't even have any games at AA last year, but like 8 or 9 games. Why are we trying to push this guy? That was Farhan. Just let him do his natural progression. Put him in AA. Heck, he may struggle with a half season in AA. AA is a tough place. It's a tough to hit in that Eastern League. So put him in Richmond. Let's see how he does. If he, destroys Richmond, then you bring him up to Sacramento. But just take your time on the kid. He's 20 years old. Box score says 23 pitches for 8. That was wrong, Mark. It was over 30. He had, I don't know where they got 23 pitches. I mean, he had 6 strikeouts. That's 18 pitches right there. So it was in the 30s, but I just can't remember exactly. Yeah, there's no need to rush him. Exactly, George. I mean, a lot of people were already to coronating him, like he was ready to be, MVP this year, MVP candidate in the big leagues. Let's just let him take his time. We'll see what he does. But getting back to the box score, Robbie Ray looked really good. Sean Jelly did not look good today. He got beat pretty good. 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 2 runs. Camilo Duvall had an inning pitch. He did give up a run, 2 Ks. Rogers got hit pretty good. He gave up 3 hits in an inning. Keaton Wynn, I watched him. He looked okay. He didn't look too bad. And he had 1 walk. Trevino, who's a non-roster guy who pitched with the Yankees last year, was also pretty good when he was with Oakland. He did good. And this Romero guy, who cares? Let's see. Looking at the lineup, Flores got a nice hit down the left field line, turned on it, hit it on a line. Again, Encarnacion was a big player today. Casey Schmidt, he struck out in his 1 at bat, and then he had a throwing error on a routine grounder in the ninth inning. Had a ball hit, just a one hopper, had plenty of time, but threw it in the dirt. Personally, I think VR should have been able to scoop it up, but he misjudged it. It bounced and hit him right in the crotch, it looked like. But that was a poor throw by Casey. He definitely wants that back. Chapman had an earlier throw in the another routine play, and he threw it in the dirt, but Wilmer Flores at first base bailed him out. It looks like guys aren't third base. I mean, Chapman had two throws that were kind of off. So it's I don't know what's going on over there. Fitzgerald had a base hit, did strike out two more times. Concerning to me, Tyler Fitzgerald strikes out way too much. And again, 2 out of the 3 at bats. Yaz 1 out of his 2. So the Giants as a team struck out 15 times. Willy Adames struck out twice. Again, you guys got to remember, Willy Adames is a strikeout guy. Okay. Him and Chapman strike out a ton. Chapman struck out once again. I mean, Chapman and Eldridge, you got him at 2 and 4. Jung-Hoo Lee, he's hitting the ball hard. I like what Lee's looking like. But I'm not crazy about this lineup again, guys. Willy Adames strikes out way too much. Matt Chapman strikes out way too much. Tyler Fitzgerald strikes out way too much. Yaz strikes out way too much. You have got to get Luis Matos in the lineup. Got to get him in the lineup. And right on cue, Skater says Matos to have him start over Yaz. Absolutely. Matos definitely should be starting. There's no reason to put a 34-year-old, soon to be 35-year-old in the season, Mike Yastrzemski, who's going into his free agent year, who for the last 3-4 years has been not hitting well, comes up with the long ball, but strikes out way too much. Giants need some guys that get on base and make contact. The whole entire lineup is full of strikeouts. Let's take a look at this lineup, guys. Wade strikes out a lot when he's not walking, okay? He's over 20%. Adames, way too much. Jung-Hoo Lee, he's the one solid, consistent contact hitter in the lineup. Chapman strikes out way too much. McRae, he won't be on this team most likely. He needs to work on making contact down in AAA. Flores, now he's probably, one of their better hitters. Matos, again, Yaz. Matos has to play. Encarnacion, I don't know. Ramos is out. He's probably going to start playing maybe as early as Tuesday. So I don't think you have Encarnacion in the outfield consistently. It's probably Ramos, Lee, and hopefully Matos. But knowing the Giants, as I do, and you do, we pretty much can pencil in Mike Yastrzemski when they're facing a right-handed hitter. And that's going to be the plan until they figure out that he's not the right guy to be in the lineup. They've got to get guys that start making contact. You can't just have Jung-Hoo Lee as the only consistent guy that makes contact. So we'll see what happens. But I'll be out there Tuesday in Peoria. Next game, they're off tomorrow. Tuesday, they face the Padres in Peoria, which is just in my backyard roughly. And Mark Graves and I, who attended last week's Seattle game at Peoria, Seattle and the Padres share a park, we'll be down there. We should have some pretty good video highlights coming from that game. We'll be in the third row behind the Giants dugout. So hopefully we can get some good video to upload. Opening day, 25 days away, Red. 25 days away, March 27th in Cincinnati. Yeah, make sure you guys like and sub. Like this show. It does help with the algorithms. Pump up the likes, get it out, push it out to more people. So if everybody would like and sub, if you're watching on Twitter, come on over to YouTube and subscribe. As everybody sees it but the Giants, right? I mean, the Giants, for some reason, Not sure what they've got going with Yaz. Maybe it's because he's a left-handed bat and they want another left-handed bat to balance the order. Yeah, look, I don't care. Give me an all left-handed all-star team or an all right-handed. You know what? If I had a lineup full of Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and Roberto Clemente as my outfield, and my first base was Albert Pujols, my second base was Jeff Kent, my shortstop was Derek Jeter, my third baseman was Mike Schmidt, and my catcher was Johnny Bench. I don't have one freaking left-handed bat in the lineup. I don't care who, that is so overrated in baseball. If a guy can hit, he can hit, okay? You want an all-time lefty lineup? Here, I'll give you an all-time lefty lineup. Give me an outfield of Ricky batted from the right. He threw left. Give me Barry Bonds. Give me lefties are harder. Come on. Give me lefties in the outfield. Bonds. How about Tony Gwynn? And give me a center fielder. Let's see. I'm thinking off the top of my head. How about Bryce Harper, just for the heck of it? There's better ones, but just at the top. Bonds, Gwynn, Harper. Give me a first baseman of McCovey. Second base, give me Joe Morgan. Shortstop. Who bats left-handed as a shortstop? You can give me George Brett at third. Catcher. I don't know, Adley Rutschman. Corey Seager, shortstop. There you go. Ken Griffey. There's another one. Give me Griffey in center. There we go. All right. So look, guys, I don't need this righty-lefty stuff. I just need really good hitters. So if the Giants are going to, we got onto this because of Yaz. And that is the reason that he's on this club, is because he bats left-handed. Trust me, if the guy batted right-handed and he was putting up the numbers, they would just say sayonara. But because he's a lefty, the Giants value that. Joe Schmo says left, right, left. You know what? You can do a left, right, left lineup if you're built that way. But again, I'll take the lineup of all righties. If you want to give me an outfield of Mays, Aaron, and Clemente, and I'm missing some others that could go in there, okay? And you want to give me an infield of Pujols, Kent, Derek Jeter, and Mike Schmidt, and a catcher of Johnny Bench or Buster Posey. Where am I lacking? Where am I lacking if I don't have a left-handed bat? I just want good hitters. And this is the problem with this platoon crap, is teams get focused and overly set on this platoon stuff. You just need guys that can hit the ball, okay? Look, Matos hit the ball today and turned on it, and it was a line drive home run that cleared the left field fence, hit the back wall of it, so it was out by 15 feet, but it cleared the wall by maybe 2 or 3 feet, the height. It just went, it was on a line drive, zoom, In fact, when he hit it, I wasn't sure if it got out because I saw the ball bounce, but it was it bounced. It was a, kind of a chain link fence, so you couldn't tell if it was in front of the fence or behind it. But when I saw the replay, yeah, it was definitely out. So you don't need, look, when you got good players, you don't platoon them, correct? I mean, does Corey Seager get platooned at shortstop for the Texas Rangers? No. Does Fernando Tatis get Manny Machado? Do these guys get platooned? No, they don't get platooned. Jackson Merrill, a rookie last year, didn't get platooned. The Giants have built this team. Why do teams platoon? Because you don't have good players. That's why you platoon. And it's time the Giants just give Luis Matos a chance. They just need to give him a chance and give him 500 plus at bats. See what he does. Okay. Luciano, I'm not so sure. If I could trade Luciano and I could get something for Luciano in a package deal, I would trade him. I would trade him. I think he's kind of lost. The Giants have just mismanaged him by leaving him at shortstop all these years when they knew he wasn't a shortstop. They waited, as far as I'm concerned, they waited at least 2 years too long to make the change. The time to make the change was when he was like 20 years old, and get him groomed to play a different position. But they screwed that up. Giants have screwed up so many guys. So I think if I can make a trade, I think Kyle Harrison has the potential to be really good. I'm not sure if he does it, but the Giants, the one thing they do have is they've got some pitching. They've got Roop and they've got Birdsong in the bull, or in the repertoire of the starting rotation. You got guys like Wisenhunt and a couple of other guys that are coming up. If you can convince the Miami Marlins to take on Kyle Harrison, Marco Luciano, and maybe even a Duvall, how would you like this, guys? If you traded Duvall, Harrison, and Luciano, and maybe Reggie Crawford, and you can get a Sandy Alcantara, and you put him in your rotation, and then you move Birdsong into the rotation in place of Hicks, and you move Hicks to the bullpen because you traded Duvall, haven't you made yourself a better team by adding Alcantara and putting Hicks in his natural best position, which would be an eighth inning setup guy, or even a closer if Walker, some reason fails as a closer? Why wouldn't you go out and try and I don't know if Miami would do that, but I think you can talk Miami into a deal like that, because what are they getting? They're getting a young Kyle Harrison who's in his third year, who's got 3-4 more years of control before, he can even become a free agent. And he's cheap, which Miami loves. And they get controllable young players. And Miami's going nowhere. I mean, if I move my head here, you can see Miami's hat right there. It's that dark black hat right there. That might go up a little bit in the first 2-3 games of the season, but I guarantee you after the first month of the season, Miami will be right there, and they're not going to move off of that. In fact, Miami probably will not move out of that position. My guess is for a few years that Miami, so they need to get younger. So what is Sandy Alcantara doing for Miami? Nothing. Go try and convince them that they need to get younger and they need some potential stars. And potential stars are guys like Luciano and Harrison and Duvall. And you get yourself Alcantara, who now can become the ace of the staff, him and Webb. They eat up innings. And now you're talking. Now you take you take less wear and tear on your bullpen on those two days, because Alcantara and Webb can go deep into games, and that's what you need. And I don't understand the Giants' mindset, and I don't understand Miami, why they wouldn't be shopping Alcantara, because he's got 3 years of control, 2 years plus the 27 season is a club option. So I would definitely be after guys like that. That's what the Giants need. The Giants are not that far away from competing, but the holes, the Giants have a few holes in my opinion. And the holes are the depth of the starting rotation, and the lineup is really not much different than last year. Last year's lineup struck out a ton. And what you've basically done is you brought in Adames, who strikes out a ton. Yes, he drives the ball and he brings in runs, but that was in Milwaukee last year. So I expect Willy Adames to probably not even get 90 RBIs this year for the Giants. And I expect him to come back down to earth, because he's a player that benefited greatly last year. He hit more 3-run homers than any player in so many years, and he had the most opportunities for with runners in scoring position of any player in like the last 5-10 years, something like that. I can't even remember where I read it, but it's been about a week now. I've brought it up here a couple times on the show, and nobody else, I guess, saw that article, because I wish I could pull it back up and give you the exact stat, because to me, it's alarming. I think what you got last year was peak Willy Adames, 29 years old, contract year, goes out, has a great year, and I expect a big fall off. I really think that contract for Willy Adames is, and I think the one with Matt Chapman, I think the Giants have made a big mistake going forward for the future. And I think if they can somehow over the next year or two, if the Giants are not in the race somehow, and they can convince teams to take a Willy Adames and take that contract and take Matt Chapman, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Giants are going to be stuck with these guys. And I think in a few years, we're going to be looking at this team and saying, dang, man, we're seeing it with the 49ers. They traded Deebo Samuel yesterday, and I think they're going to trade Brandon Ayuk. Okay. Look, they made a mistake signing Ayuk last year. I was saying, don't sign the guy. You got an opportunity to get a number 1 draft pick plus a player, or a 1 and a 2. Go ahead and trade Ayuk. But no. And now they're going to move off of Ayuk. You watch. They're going to move off of Brandon Ayuk because they realize that they are strapped financially with older guys, and Ayuk, they're basically, I bet you they give him away. They practically will give away Brandon Ayuk for, later draft picks, late, 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever, whether it's a multiple or whatever. I think that happens. So I think the Giants are going to realize the errors of their ways, that you don't build a team with guys over 30. And, George says he likes the signing with Adames. You needed a shortstop. Trading him would be shooting ourselves in the foot. No free agents will sign if he were to be traded. Okay. I get it. I agree. They needed a shortstop. I wasn't against the signing. I think they needed a shortstop. There was no shortstops available, and they went out and got the best shortstop on the market. I just think that because of this particular lineup, the way there's too much swing and miss in the entire lineup, that the Giants can make adjustments by making sure they play Matos. So I'm not against the Adames signing. I think it was a good signing. But I'm just telling you, I think they're going to be stuck with him in a few years. I think his production is going to fall off drastically in the next couple of years. Okay. That's just what I see. But again, they didn't have a shortstop, and sometimes you just have to bite it. You have to go out and get what you can get. They needed to solidify that position, which doesn't make sense to me what the Giants are doing right now, because you have Adames and you have Chapman. This is a year that you need to take advantage of these guys, because they still are. Adames is still in his prime. Chapman's kind of leaving his prime, but he's still an effective ball player. Why you would waste one of maybe, I think Matt Chapman has 2 years left in him, maybe 3, where he's productive. Okay. So why you're wasting this year with a lineup? Let's take a look at the lineup again, guys. Ramos isn't in there. He does strike out a lot too, but this is your lineup right here. Okay. Wade leading off. Okay. I'm okay with that. Wade's Wade. He gets on base. He's got a 471 on base percentage already this spring, right about where he was for a while he was healthy last year. Then you got Adames, and then you got Lee. All right. But then you go into Chapman. Chapman, not a guy that makes solid contact consistently. And then if you're going to put Yaz next, there's another strikeout guy. And then you're probably going to put Ramos after that. That's Ramos strikes out a lot, but I'm okay with Ramos because he does drive the ball and he hits better for average than guys like Chapman and Yastrzemski. And then you got Fitzgerald down there who strikes out a ton. And then you've got your catcher probably be Bailey, okay? But if Yaz is not in there and Matos is in there, I'm much better. I feel much better about that because at least he's going to make contact. Whether he makes solid contact or not, we'll see. But the strikeouts just kill too many rallies. Strikeouts constantly killing rallies. So I am for Matos playing every day. Again, I don't care he's right-handed and it throws off the balance of the right left stuff. Give me good hitters. George Curry says, how about trade of Whitman, Rogers, Dakota Jordan, Luciano, and Reggie Crawford? Well, George, you're thinking like a San Francisco Giants fan. Why would Miami want Rogers and Whitman, who doesn't have the potential that Harrison does? Jordan, jury's out whether he can hit the ball or not. He strikes out a lot. Luciano and Crawford. I see what you're saying, trying to keep Harrison. I would love to keep Harrison and throw in Whitman. But would Miami be willing to do that? If they would, I'd be all for it. I would be all for that. And as far as Birdsong and Roop to trade for Vladdy at the deadline, I don't think I'm going to trade two of my younger starting pitchers with the kind of potential, especially potential of both those guys. But Birdsong, I mean, for a rental, because Vladdy's going to free agency. He's not signing with the Giants. He's pretty much already said he's going to do the Juan Soto route. He's going to talk to all 30 teams. I would not want Vladdy to give up Roop and Birdsong for 2 months of Vladdy Guerrero. That would be, that's, to me, that has the potential to be worse than Zach Wheeler for Carlos Beltran for, half a season. I'm not so sure I'd be willing to do that because I think Birdsong can be a top of the rotation guy. He's throwing 98 with his nasty stuff. So I think I'm not trading any potential guys for Vladdy. The only way I'm trading for Vladdy is if the Giants are in the driver's seat in a playoff position. And it looks like they're a shoo-in to make the playoffs. And you're going for it. You're going for it all. And you think you can, hey, Bo, stop. You think you can get there. Robbie Ray did look good today, guys. He really looked good. 6 strikeouts and 9 batters faced. He might have faced 10 guys. One guy got a hit, but we'll see where this goes. We'll see where it goes. But what's your guys' thoughts on this lineup? Do you guys think this lineup is too many holes in it? Too many, literally, K-holes, right? You guys think there's too many strikeout guys? Like I said last year, opening day last year, if you read my Twitter, I said this lineup scares nobody. They're going to struggle to score runs because nobody can hit the ball with runners in scoring position. I don't see a whole lot different this year. I mean, you moved off of Conforto and you moved off of Nick Ahmed in your starting lineup, and you've basically replaced Ahmed with with Adames, which is a huge upgrade, and you've slid. You got off of Estrada and you basically moved Fitzgerald over to second. And in the outfield, you're pretty much going with the outfield that you had. Hold on. Bo. All right. So anyway, I think this lineup is going to have some struggles when it comes to scoring runs. I think it's a little bit better lineup than last year in the sense that Adames is more of a consistent run producer, but I think that helps, and maybe Fitzgerald being in the lineup every day, but Fitzgerald's got to figure a way to make contact. He strikes out way too much. To me, Fitzgerald looks like a feast or famine guy right now. And it's going to take him a while to get ramped up this spring. He was coming off of a little bit of a minor injury, back or something that was bothering him, and he's back now. But let's see how he does. He's going to have to make definitely consistent contact. So we'll see where this thing goes, guys. But this is spring training. Thought we'd just do a quick little show, talk about it. Yeah, that's right. I did forget about Jung-Hoo Lee. With the addition of Jung-Hoo Lee, he is really solid. He really is. I do think Jung-Hoo Lee is a guy that is going to help this lineup tremendously. And I think they're trying to stick him in the middle of the order at the third instead of, so that, you think about it. Jung-Hoo Lee's not a base stealer, so you put him up at first. He's a guy, let's say he gets on, then really nobody seems to move him over as much. I think the key is Lee. But the one thing that bothers me about Lee being in the 3-hole is there's a statistic out that says your number 3 batter, at least through the first time through, comes up more often than any other spot in the lineup with 2 outs and nobody on. So you get Lee up, 2 outs, he gets a base hit, and then you got Chapman, and Rowley dies, any potential. So I'm not crazy about that. I really prefer, I think what the Giants really lack is a leadoff hitter with some speed that can get on base. And I don't see anywhere in the organization to have that. I think Jung-Hoo Lee would be really good in the second, batting second. So, if you can figure a way to get Lee batting second and Ramos batting third, or Adames, I'm okay with Adames batting third. But they lack the leadoff guy. That's the problem. They don't have the prototypical leadoff hitter. And a lot of teams really don't. Look, Kyle Schwarber's not a prototypical leadoff guy. But he bats leadoff, hits 200, but he hits bombs. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for the Giants trying to find a guy that can hit leadoff. I guess we'll see with Wade. Wade's probably the best choice because he gets on base. He has an on-base percentage of well over 400. He's got a great eye. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But guys, yeah, let's get to 5K. We're a little over 1,000 away, guys. Let's see if we can get there. We're closing in on 4,000, I think. I don't know where we're at sub-wise. So let's see where this thing goes for the San Francisco Giants. We'll try and do some more post-game. I'll be at the game Tuesday, so won't be able to do a post-game. Maybe I can give a little update on my phone. Maybe we'll but that's middle of the day, so probably not. Probably not. These weekend ones are kind of cool. Do a little post game on the weekends, and we'll see where these things end up. But right now, I don't even know. Do they? What do they got going with spring training standings? I don't even know where the Giants are. They won today, but lost yesterday. Okay, standings for spring training. The Giants are 5-3. Okay, 5-3. Look at the Cubbies, 8-1. Okay, Cubs are 8-1. The Rockies are 7-3. That should tell you something, that spring training is not very meaningful. Okay, so White Sox 2-7. That's where they are. We'll be doing our prediction show coming up in a couple of weeks, guys. Well, we do our full predictions. What? 200 subs away from 5,000? What did I say? Did I say we're over 1,000? I don't even remember what I said. We're about 4,800. Okay. Yeah, so we're 200 subs away. What did I say? Did I say we're quite a ways away? I don't know. We're only 200 away from 5K. So, guys, let's get us to 5K. Tell everybody about NorCal Sports Network. And tonight, guys, we will be back here at 8 o'clock for a dual show. We'll be doing what's the new show on Sunday nights, with the Hot Corner. Yeah, that's right, the Hot Corner. And that'll be with Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn. Let me see. Do we have our show up for tonight? Our topic, I think we do. Let me see if it's been put up yet. Not yet, but be checking. 8 o'clock. I think we're going to be talking about Gerard Encarnacion. Should he be the DH? Should Gerard Encarnacion be the DH? Or is it going to be Wilmer Flores? I mean, Encarnacion hits the ball hard, guys. When he makes contact, it's loud, and it's he's kind of a force. I don't know. Maybe he is the guy. We'll talk about it tonight, 8 o'clock. So make sure you're here for that. That'll be 2 shows into one. The Hot Corner, Giant Sports Talk Live, NorCal Sports Network, Glenn and Eric, along with myself and Lou Marston. And we appreciate you watching this show, guys, and being part of NorCal Sports Network. Tell your friends about us. We're Chardal's 55 subs away from 400. All right, Chardal. He's moving. He's out there moving. Yes, there we go. And we're only 200 strikeouts away from 5,000 Ks. There we go. And Chardal's at 345 subs, on his way to 400. Let's hope Chardal gets there. Get Chardal to 500, and he can start getting super chats. There we go. All right, guys. We do appreciate you. Hey, better, BETR, the right there, top right-hand corner of the screen. Let's see, that way. That right over there. Yeah. BETR, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Download the app on your phone, smartphone, and put in the promo code NCSN. That's right. Put in the promo code NCSN for a deposit match of up to $250. What's that promo code again? It's NCSN right there on the screen. Put the promo code in. You get $250 match. That's free money, up to $250 plus a free pick. It's a lot of fun, guys. March Madness is coming. You're going to have all kinds of things to do. Baseball season's coming. The NBA's in full force right now. You got the NHL going on. And then, again, March Madness, there's a lot of things you can do. And you can make a lot of money doing that with BETR. And you have nothing to lose, guys. Hey, minimum $10. They'll give you 10. Put in $50, they'll give you $50. So if you lose your 50 and then you lose the other 50, you got a chance to play, have some fun, and you only lost $50. Okay. So give it a shot. Download Better right now. And let's see, back to enjoying this Sunday and 10-year work anniversary. Woohoo. All right. Hey, congrats, Red Jet. She has got 10 years anniversary working. Very cool is that. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the show. We will catch you tonight, 8 o'clock. And don't forget to be here, 8 o'clock, NorCal Sports Network. Enjoy the music on the way out. I'll read the comments, post any comments that are worthwhile up on the screen. Till tonight, we'll see you later, guys.